A woman is trying to crawl out of a tunnel while a zombie is trying to grab her. As she manages to get out of there, a masked man comes in front of her. Exhausted, she begs him to spare her, but the masked man finishes her. Clover with her ex-boyfriend Max, her friends Megan and Nina's boyfriend Abe are on a road trip. They are retracing the steps of Clover's sister Melanie, who has gone missing. They stop at a gas station from where Melanie has sent them her last message. Megan, who thinks she has psychic ability, tells them to hold hands to remember her, but she gets interpreted by a car. Clover goes inside the shop. After buying something, she shows the cashier her sister's picture and asks if she has seen her. The cashier says many people have come here, showing pictures, asking him the same question. He adds, people tend to go missing on the road in Glory Valley. She then shared the information with the group and they decided to go. Suddenly, they get into a storm and can't see anything on the road. They arrive at a house where surprisingly it is not raining. They get out and see that except from the area of the house, everywhere around them is raining. They're astonished by this phenomenon and Abe starts to record it. They find their phone has no tower. As they can't go out in the storm, they decide to get inside the house, but no one is there. They're checking the place out when Clover is outside, checking the rain as Max watches over her. Clover hears someone like her sister calling her. She goes into the rain to check as Max runs behind her. Inside, Abe is recording everything and Megan goes to the washroom. Nina checks out the place and finds an Hourglass Ends visitor's book where she writes her name. Abe goes to her room and finds some missing posters on a notice board. As he pulls out some posters, he suddenly notices Melanie's photo on the board. Clover finds no one and someone pulls her, but it's Max. The place goes dark and they decide to go inside. Nina in the visitor's book finds Melanie's signature on the book. She shows this to Megan when Abe comes to take them to show the weird missing poster. Clover and Max also see Melanie's signature and tell them what she hears in the storm and the signature proof she might be here. They find all this a bit weird when Nina notices that the hourglass is turned up. Suddenly, they hear a sound and check outside and find a car missing. They go outside and find the car is in the storm and someone is driving it. They decided to go inside and observe it from there. As their cell phone has no tower, they decided to check the house for phones. Megan, Max, and Clover go to the downstairs room to check, while Abe and Nina watch the car. Downstairs, they find a land phone, but it doesn't have any connection. They find a radio and try it, but can't establish any connection. Suddenly, Abe hears a sound and goes to check it. After not hearing anything from him, Nina goes to check and sees a masked man has smashed his body in half. Downstairs, they get startled by Nina's scream. Max goes upstairs to check and finds the masked man has smashed Nina. As the masked man notices him, he goes downstairs to tell them to hide. As the masked man comes downstairs, Max takes a chair and hits him, but the masked man is unharmed. He takes a wood to attack, but he simply takes him out. Now he enters the room where Clover and Megan are hiding. Clover silently takes out a knife. The masked man breaks the closet and takes out Megan. He starts to smash her face while Clover builds up the courage and stabs him, but he doesn't feel anything and goes to attack her. She runs away from the house into the jungle. She spots her sister in the jungle. Just as she calls her out, the masked man ends her. The time on the hourglass ends, and it starts to restart as everyone starts to be alive at the point where the night started. They are astonished at how they are alive again and go inside and find everyone is alive again. Abe calls them into a room and shows their picture is now on the wall. They all are trying to grasp what just happened as they all see each other dead a few minutes earlier, and now they're back alive. They figure the night was restarting again like the time-traveling movies. Suddenly the lights started flickering, which didn't happen earlier. So the event may not be the same as earlier. Suddenly, they hear the door banging, so they go out to check. Abe closes the door and locks it, but it again starts to open, so they block the door. They notice the hourglass has turned back on. Megan is feeling very sick and suddenly screams in such pitch that the light breaks. They open the flashlight, but can't find Megan anywhere. They hear a sound from a notice room and go to check there. They find Megan levitating and pointing her finger at the missing people and start to speak their last words. She again screams as everyone closes their ears. She says, "Don't let it in," and her neck gets snapped. They hear knocks on the door and go to check, but there is no one. Suddenly, it starts to talk in Melanie's voice, asking for help. Clover goes to open the door, but Abe stops her, reminding what Megan says. But Max helps Clover, and they go out together, but no one is there. They see a new house in front of them. Suddenly, Clover gets pulled towards the house as they try to help. They are pushed back into the house, and the door gets locked. Clover gets pulled into the other house. Inside the house, she sees an old woman watching the news about a mine collapse that destroyed a small town. She tries to leave when the old woman gets up and Clover asks her to let her go. The woman says you either survive the night or become part of it. In the house, Max is trying to unlock the door when Abe stops her and says she might be already dead, so it's now pointless. They argue and suddenly the door gets unlocked. Max alone goes to her rescue. Nina, feeling guilty, accuses Abe of insensitivity, but he replies that if they save themselves first, they can help others. Inside the house, the old woman grabs Clover and puts the oxygen oxygen cylinder in her mouth. The old woman turned to ashes as Clover's eyes black. Outside, Max finds the door open and gets inside, but sees no one in the room. He hears a sound from upstairs. He goes upstairs into a room. The place is full of creepy dolls. As he is checking the room, suddenly Clover with a musk comes in front of her and finishes him. Outside, Abe and Nina decide to leave and bring help from outside. But as they enter the storm, they encounter a giant monster. They reverse the car back into the house where the masked man takes out Abe and Nina. Clover gets out of the house and gets smashed by the car. The night again restarts. They now lock the door and hide in the bathroom. Clover says what the old woman told her. Megan shows her hair is falling, and they deduct that every time they die, they slowly become like the monster of the town. Abe drinks some water and gives water to everyone. Suddenly, Abe starts to cough. While coughing, he gets blasted. Nina, afraid, tries to clean her mouth, but also gets blasted. They understand the water is infected. Megan's leg gets blasted, and soon her head also gets blasted. Clover asks Max to kill her, as they will be alive again, and they can't leave the place without their friends. But Max can't do it and gets blasted after a few minutes. Clover, exhausted, lies on the floor. When she sees the cashier of the gas station in front of her, he says that she almost made it, but they can't survive here by standing still. Clover also gets blasted. The time restarts. They now decide to search the place for clues as Clover shares her earlier encounter. They find a cashier's ID. His name is Dr. Allen Hill. They read a news clip and discovered the town Galore Valley sank into the ground after a mining disaster, and Dr. Hill was called as a trauma specialist. They now understand the room they are in is the ground floor. That means the big door is the real front door. They open it, but hear some monstrous scream, so they close it. They deduce the doctor is playing psychic games with them, which is why every night there is a new monster attacking them, so their fear remains the same. Max finds some VHS tape and plays it. Dr. Hill shows a man who is begging him to release him. The man starts to turn and becomes a zombie. Dr. Hill speaks through the radio and says the only way to get out is that one of them must die. They find a town map and check where Dr. Hill might be. Clover tells Dr. Hill she wants to meet him. He replies he must come to meet her alone and that he has her sister. Clover decides to go, but others try to stop her. But Abe helps her to go, and Clover leaves alone. Soon they get into an argument with Abe. Nina stabs him and tells others to go find Clover while she waits. In the jungle, Clover falls into a bear trap and something starts to pull her. In the house, Nina and Abe are taken out by the masked man. Megan and Max, searching for Clover, encounter a zombie. As they run, Megan falls on a glass roof. Max tries to grab her hand, but the zombie grabs her leg and they fall from there. Max sees it taking her somewhere. Clover is crawling on the ground when Max comes there. In the dark, they see Melanie, but she has also become a zombie. She runs toward them when Max frees Clover and puts the bear trap on her head. They run from there and hide. Clover asks if their other friends are alive. Max replies they may be all dead. So Clover asks him to kill her, as there is no point in surviving without their friends. They will all restart again. He does so and drinks some water. As he comes to face the zombie, he gets blasted. Clover remembers the day when her sister decided to leave her. She wakes up back in the house. Everyone is sitting there, and Abe shows her back is changing. They can't remember anything and think it only may be 5 nights, but Nina says they died 13 times and shows them the visitor book. They find everyone has only 13 signatures, so today may be the last day. Suddenly, they notice Megan is missing, but they can't remember what may happen to her when Abe remembers he recorded something and checks his phone. They find a video where something is in the Clover's face moving. They are attacked by a mysterious creature and various more where they die in various ways. In the last one, they find they're all lying dead and Dr. Hill is going somewhere. Megan is still alive and says she will follow him and enter the underground front door. They see zombies advancing towards the house. They take some weapons and decide to go through the front door. If they're going to die, they will die fighting. They enter the tunnel and encounter a zombie. Suddenly, a zombie attacks Nina. They attack the zombie and rescue Nina. They run from there while more zombies come running behind them. They close a door behind them and run to another room. Upstairs, the masked man breaks the glass and falls on the room. Nina and others tell Clover to leave and they will take care of him. Clover goes alone and encounters her sister. While running, she falls from the stairs. She gets up and pleads with her sister, but soon she jumps on her, stabbing her into a sharp concrete. Injured, she leaves from there. Nina and others fight the masked man and are able to smash his head with a hammer. Clover reaches the office and finds Megan bound to a chair and a zombie in front of her also bound. She tries to help her, but the door is locked, so she searches for the key. She enters Dr. Hill's office and finds her file on the table. Dr. Hill comes to the room. He takes his file and says if anyone can escape, it is her, but they must sacrifice someone. Every monster they see here is a projection of fear. Clover sees Dr. Hill's coffee mug on the table and water is dropping beside it. She asks why he is doing this, as Dr. Hill says he does all this for his study. Clover pushes her coffee mug onto the water when Dr. Hill is not looking. Outside, Nina and others are again running from the zombies when Abe gets stuck while others come to his rescue. Megan screams as the zombies' chains come loose. Dr. Hill drinks the coffee and tells her that to get out someone must die. As he starts to feel sick, Clover says this time it's him and he gets blasted. She takes the key to rescue Megan. Nina and Max also rescue Abe and they run. Clover enters Megan's room and frees her before the zombie breaks free. They leave when they encounter more zombies. They run and come to a small tunnel. They escape when the zombie grabs Megan's leg, pulling them inside, but Max and others come there and pull them back. They rescue both of them when the hourglass time finishes. The sun comes out and together they leave. After some days, another car comes to the house. So this was the recap of the movie until Dawn 2025. If you like this one, you may also like this.